Hey guys, welcome to a bit of a spooky TBR. This is mostly a thriller-ish TBR with some like mystery thrillers, some like gothic books on here. And the reason I wanted to film this is because I really want your guys' opinion on some of these books. I have read a few thrillers recently that I've really enjoyed, and I want to read more thrillers. I don't like to read too many because I'm the kind of person that can really get in my head and in my dreams, and I don't want that. But I feel like this is the perfect time of year to be reading some. I'm interested in some, but a lot of these I don't know anything about, and a good number of you know my reading taste. And so I'm curious to see if you've read these, if you think I'll like them. I did share a post on Substack recently sharing 4 thrillers that I would recommend, varying from like, this is your first thriller and you're not really sure if it'll be too much for you, like a very light thriller, to a pretty heavy one, but with good reasons behind it. So I've got 4 thrillers. I'll leave that linked below. You guys can always sign up for my Substack to get those posts as well. So I have a couple books here. I have one physical book, one queued up on my Kobo, and the others I'm going to be pulling up with my computer and telling you what they're about, because I really don't know much. And like, that's kind of the thing with thrillers. You don't want to know too much going in. So I will read a portion of the blurb, but I don't want to read too much. The first book though, I feel like I can almost recommend it, guarantee it, because everything I've read from this author, I've enjoyed. And this is The Girl Upstairs by Jessica R. Patch. This one is releasing, let me get it to the actual page here. Let's turn up the brightness. Yeah, pretty cool. This one I think is only releasing in the spring. I got an ARC copy and I'm so excited about it. Let me tell you what it's about. Jessica R. Patch started out in the like Christian romantic suspense genre, then got a little bit more just a little bit grittier, and then her last book was a thriller and I really enjoyed it, The Other Sister. And this one is called The Girl Upstairs. She bought this house to save her marriage. Unearthing its secrets might just claim her life. Gwen McDaniel's life is broken, but she knows the perfect place to fix it. Cold Harbor, Maine, an idyllic small town with views of Acadia National Park. It's where she used to vacation with her parents as a child. Here, she and Stephen can start over, renovating their cliffside fixer-upper while patching up their marriage. Soon everything will be better. Okay, let's see here. Except from the moment they arrive, Gwen sees and hears things, and it's more than just the drafts and shadows that are part of any old house. Stephen downplays her fears, warning her not to fixate on problems as she has in the past. But Gwen spent years as a homicide detective and her instincts don't lie. Something happened here. Proof comes when she rips up the attic's carpet to discover a chilling message carved into the wood underneath. And it's called The Girl Upstairs. So yeah, that sounds interesting. And I feel like she has proven herself to me. I'm pretty sure I'm going to enjoy it. The other one I have physically, I mentioned in my last video, my book verbal vomit video, Mother-Daughter Murder Night. So there's a good chance by the time this video goes up, I will have already at least given it a try, maybe read it in its entirety. This sounds really good. Just the only thing I've read is like the little blurb. A fun, fresh, and twisty whodunit about a grandmother, mother, daughter trio who come together as amateur sleuths to solve a murder in their coastal California town. And I didn't read any of the details. I don't think I care to. That just sounds totally up my alley. Here it's tagged as mystery. Sometimes like the line between mystery and thriller and suspense, it can be a hard one, especially if you haven't like actually read the book yet. So I don't know if this one will be more mystery, if it'll be more thriller, what it will be, but I'm very curious about it. I really like the whole grandmother, mother-daughter situation. Although it is a Reese's book club pick, and usually, like I haven't read a ton of those, but usually I'm not a fan of them. So hopefully I enjoy it. There's a definite possibility I use this for orange on the cover for my autumnal reading challenge, because that has been one of the hard prompts. Okay, and then we're gonna get into some that I have on my computer pulled up because I've requested them from the library. Let's start with this one. This is definitely more mystery than thriller, but I just wanted to throw it out there because Richard Osman's 4th book in the Thursday Murder Club just came out. I think it was the 4th. The Impossible Fortune. I won't even say anything about it because it's book 4, but we follow 4 retirees in their retirement village as they solve murders throughout the series. I might listen to it on audio. I have the book requested from the library. I think Jared actually maybe got the audio though. I've listened to them all on audio, and I think there's different narrators for some of the books, but they've just been spectacular. So I might be listening to that. One that I requested from the library, there's quite a long wait list for this, so I won't be getting it this month, but it's called Strange Houses. I came across this when I was at Indigo the other day. I shared a little flip through of this book in a reel on Instagram, and it is fascinating. So it has floor plans throughout the book, pictures of floor plans. And this is, I guess this author also had a book called Strange Pictures. So maybe I should check out that one first. It's a phenomenon in Japan. Unnatural layouts, trapdoors, windowless rooms. A sinister conspiracy is conceived within a house's warped and unsettling floor plans. And then this writer finds himself investigating an eerie house for sale in Tokyo. I'm just like, this is so unique that I'm very curious, and I love the idea of like floor plans throughout the book. But maybe I will see if I can get Strange Pictures first. There's probably less of a wait for that one. Okay, then let's keep going on. These Silent Woods by Kimmy Cunningham Grant. I do think that I started this book. On my Goodreads, I don't have it marked as a DNF or anything. I think I started it, but like not enough to like officially DNF it, if I'm remembering properly. I did recently read a Kimmy Cunningham Grant and enjoyed it, so I want to give this one a try. A lot of people really enjoyed this book. It says, no electricity, no family, no connection to the outside world. For 8 years, Cooper and his young daughter Finch have lived in isolation in a remote cabin in the northern Appalachian woods. And that's exactly the way Cooper wants it, because he's got a lot to hide. Finch has been raised on the books filling the cabin's shelves and the beautiful but brutal code of life in the wilderness. But she's starting to push back against the sheltered life Cooper created for her, and he's still haunted by the painful truth of what it took to get them there. Curious, but like that isn't overly gripping or thrilling to me right off the bat. Then I thought, hey, I should try a Megan Miranda. I did ask you guys for some recommendations on Instagram a couple of weeks ago, and so some of these are your guys' recommendations. I decided to request The Girl from Widow Hills from my library because I think on my Goodreads, I was looking through Megan Miranda's books, and this is the one that my friends and people that I'm following have rated the highest. So I was like, okay, I didn't know where else to start with her books, so let's start here. Everyone knows the story of The Girl from Widow Hills. Arden Maynor was just a child when she was swept away while sleepwalking during a terrifying rainstorm and went missing for days. Strangers and friends, neighbors, and rescue workers set up search parties and held vigils, praying for her safe return. Against all odds, she was found alive, clinging to a storm drain. The Girl from Widow Hills was a living miracle. Arden's mother wrote a book. Fame followed. Fans and fan letters, creeps and stalkers, and every year the anniversary. It all became too much. As soon as she was old enough, Arden changed her name and disappeared from the public eye. Now a young woman living hundreds of miles away, Arden goes by Olivia. She's managed to stay off the radar for the last few years, but the 20th anniversary of her rescue approaching, the media will inevitably renew its interest. Where is she now? Soon, Olivia feels like she's being watched and begins sleepwalking again, like she did long ago, even waking outside her home. Until late one night, she jolts awake in her yard. At her feet is the corpse of a man she knows from her previous life as Arden Maynor. Interesting. Sounds interesting. I don't think I've ever read a book by her. Let me see. I don't know if I would even, like, I recognize a lot of the covers, but I don't think that I've ever read one. So curious about that one. This one does not have good reviews. Does it have good reviews from people I follow? No, this one kind of has terrible reviews. But I'm putting it on this list and we'll see. It's Beautiful Ugly by Alice Feeney. So I read Rock, Paper, Scissors years ago and enjoyed it. It says, author Grady Green is having the worst, best day of his life. He calls his wife to share some exciting news. He hears Abby slam on the brakes, get out of the car, then nothing. When he eventually finds her car by the cliff edge, the headlights are on, the driver door is open, her phone is there, but his wife has disappeared. A year later, he is going to a tiny Scottish island, and he sees the impossible, a woman who looks exactly like his missing wife. And then on the bottom here it says, wives think their husbands will change, but they don't. Husbands think their wives won't change, but they do. Sounds intriguing, but kind of has terrible reviews, so we'll see. I have never read a Peter Swanson. I really wanted to read 8 Perfect Murders, but it spoils 8 murder mystery books. And I haven't read all of those yet, and I don't know, I just don't have the motivation to read them all, but I'm like refusing to read that book until I do. But he has a newer book called 9 Lives, which also doesn't have the best ratings, but oh well. I think this is kind of like a locked room, locked island mystery type thing. 9 strangers receive a list with their names on it in the mail. Nothing else, just a list of names on a single sheet of paper. None of the 9 people know or have ever met the others on the list. They dismiss it as junk mail, a fluke, until very, very bad things begin happening to people on the list. Okay, so they're not on an island. This is just people all of a sudden dying, and one of them is an FBI agent who is determined to figure it out. I don't know. Give it a try. The nice thing is, you know, I get them from the library if they're terrible. Or if you guys tell me they're terrible ahead of time, like I haven't wasted any money. Okay, and then this autumn, I'm determined to try my first Riley Sager. And I want to start with The Only One Left, because this one is the whole locked room, exclusive island vibes. It says here, at 17, Lenora Hope hung her sister with a rope. Now reduced to a schoolyard chant, the Hope family murders shocked the Maine coast one bloody night in 1929. While most people assume 17-year-old Lenora was responsible, the police were never able to prove it. Other than her denial after the killings, she has never spoken publicly about that night, nor has she set foot outside Hope's End, the cliffside manor where the massacre occurred. Stabbed her father with a knife, took her mother's happy life. It's now 1983, and home health aide Kit McDeer arrives at a decaying Hope's End to care for Lenora after her previous nurse fled in the middle of the night. In her 70s and confined to a wheelchair, Lenora was rendered mute by a series of strokes and can only communicate with Kit by tapping out sentences on an old typewriter. One night, Lenora uses it to make a tantalizing offer. I want to tell you everything. It wasn't me, Lenora said, but she's the only one not dead. That's the rest of the poem. Yeah, okay. I've never read a Riley Sager. He has written so many books, and they actually all sound intriguing to me, but I've just never known where to start. So I picked this one, and you guys can weigh in your thoughts. One that I've been seeing around is The Wasp Trap by Mark Edwards. This one I think is a new one. Yeah, it was just published a month ago. A hot summer that ended in tragedy, an eccentric psychology professor specializing in psychopaths, an unexpected invitation, a killer hiding in plain sight. Are you ready to enter the wasp trap? That's all that this blurb says. Oh, well, okay, we'll leave it at that, but that sounds intriguing. Unfortunately, like a lot of these newer ones have really long waits with my library, so by the time I get it, it'll be like months from now, but then at least I'm not reading like 15 thrillers in 1 month or something. Okay, this one is actually I think fantasy, but it's like gothic fantasy, so slightly different, although it's also tagged as horror, so I'm not really sure. It's One Dark Window, and this is one of those fantasy books that I'm not sure I will like, but a few people that I like their taste really like it, so I'm willing to try it. Plus it has really high ratings. And this is a series, a duology or a trilogy maybe. Elspeth needs a monster. The monster might be her. Elspeth needs more luck to stay safe in the eerie, mist-locked kingdom of Blunder. She needs a monster. She calls him the Nightmare, an ancient spirit trapped in her head. He protects her, he keeps her secrets. But nothing comes for free, especially magic. When she meets a mysterious highwayman on the forest road, her life takes a drastic turn. Thrust into a world of shadow and deception, she joins a dangerous quest to cure Blunder from the dark magic infecting it. And the highwayman? He just so happens to be the king's nephew, captain of the most dangerous men in Blunder, and guilty of high treason. Yeah, so like different vibe from the others, but it's one that I've been intrigued by for a while. Okay, and then I think I'm on to my like last one, which is actually 2. I wanted to put on Everyone on This Train is a Suspect, but I didn't realize that's book 2 after everyone in my family has killed someone. So like, do I have to read book 1 first? It has really good ratings from people that I follow on Goodreads. So let's see. Everyone in my family has killed someone. Some of us, the high achievers, have killed more than once. I'm not trying to be dramatic, but it's the truth. Some of us are good, others are bad, and some are just unfortunate. I'm Ernest Cunningham. Call me Ern or Ernie. I wish I'd killed whoever decided our family reunion would be at a ski resort. But it's a little more complicated than just that. Have I killed someone? Yes, I have. Who was it? Let's get started. Everyone in my family has killed someone. My brother, my stepsister, my wife, my father, my mother, my sister-in-law, my uncle, my stepfather, my aunt, me. Okay, I'm willing to give it a try, but the one I really wanted to read is Everyone on This Train is a Suspect. So there's a Australian Mystery Writer Society invited me, which I'm assuming was Ernie here, to their crime writing festival aboard the Gone, the famous train between Darwin and Adelaide. I was hoping for some inspiration for my second book. Fiction this time. I need a break from real people killing each other. Obviously that didn't pan out. The program is a who's who of crime writing royalty. The debut writer, me. The forensic science writer, the blockbuster writer, the legal thriller writer, the literary writer, the psychological suspense writer. But when one of us is murdered, the remaining authors quickly turn into 5 detectives. Together we should know how to solve a crime. Of course, we should also know how to commit one. How can you find a killer when all the suspects know how to get away with murder? See, that one sounds really interesting. And one of the books that I read in September that I really enjoyed was a writer's retreat mystery thriller with a bunch of writers. So like that has similar vibes to that. Yeah, so that is my list. Please weigh in. Any like winners that I should try to prioritize as soon as they come in from the library. Any that are like misses that you think I should just leave. I would love to hear your thoughts, and thank you in advance for helping me prioritize or remove books from my like never-ending TBR.